What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quickie. What's up, guys? Welcome to day 1 of week 21. And it was an explosive in fantasy. There were lots of great performances, and not just good ones, but really good, really great performances. And commish, I got victimized by Commish's team today. My name is JJT, and of course with us, Commish Eric. Commish Eric and I are battling it out for a final slot in the Champions League. And today, of all days, Karl Anthony-Towns decided to score 60 points.
Yeah, that was big. That was big. But well, it's just day one. It was day one, but it's a big edge. It's a big edge. But as I said, I wrote something about Cat's 60 points, and I said these games are getting more common. There are just so many big games. Like Jeremy knows that in the last week of Champions League, he was down. He said 80 points or 90 or 80 points, as in scoring points. But when Durant hit 53, gave you a chance.
Yeah.
Just for context, LeBron had 44 last time and 50 I think last week.
Yeah.
I was against LeBron and Giannis, and I wrote LeBron had 90 something in 2 games. I ended up losing points to my opponent in the quarterfinals of the same league, Champions League, by around 10 points only. So it's because I had Siakam. Siakam had been playing well. I had Josh Hart for a while. So you don't know where the points are coming. The points have suddenly become so easy these days, like 20, 30, 40, easy. So don't be complacent. I'm telling that to myself because you can never say it can easily come back when it's the playoffs.
And if you're in the playoffs, I mean, don't panic. This is just the first day.
Yes.
You don't know how the next few days would pan out. I mean, like tomorrow there will be some players that might be out. Ja Morant for one could be out. But let's go through some of the players first who could be returning or are injury updates. Lonzo Ball, well, no timetable. I don't think he'll make it in time for any of the fantasy playoffs, or at least I don't think he'll be very significant.
Yeah, I'll put it that way. He might come back for a couple of games. At this point, to expect him to be Lonzo of this season or even last season is not realistic. He's not even running straight line according to the report. According to the
that's like a drunk guy.
So drop him.
Not running straight line.
I mean,
that's just so funny. So
I don't know what you call that. I don't know what you call that thing that they have to do. I think he has to run that way first, and then of course have the drills: 1-on-0, 1-on-1, 3-on-3, 5-on-5, and then 3 or 4 full practices. I don't think that's gonna be worth it.
It's a progression. It's a progression.
If you're still stashing him, might be time to pull the plug. On him.
John Collins, he has a hand injury, a finger. Dislocated, I think, or I'm not sure what the injury.
I showed you the pic. I posted the picture in your.
It didn't look good.
That's really that's gross. According to some people, that might be a 2 to 3 week thing before he starts to have better grip of the ball. If he plays through that, let's just imagine him playing through that. I don't know how effective he's gonna be scoring or dribbling, or doing stuff. So I'm actually tempted to say drop him. But of course, if you have an IL, you stash him in your IL. But if your IL is full, you're in the playoffs. I mean, at this point,
if you're in the semis, I wouldn't mind that. If you're in the semis, and you don't have an IL, probably the first one to go. But if you're starting your playoffs, maybe wait until next week. If you have an IL slot, of course. Ja Morant could be out tomorrow.
That's big.
That's the biggest name in the injury report.
That's big.
Big. That's the first big name whom I'm not sure if we're gonna call this a rest thing because it's a back injury. It might be a rest thing for him. But yeah, he might be out tomorrow.
Actually, yeah, you're right. It might be a rest thing. They were against Indiana. I think they could easily beat Indiana, and I'm sure it's not a phantom injury though. I'm sure something's been
Yeah.
bothering him, and they just say let him rest. Let him. Talking about rest, we talked about the Clippers resting players, and Reggie Jackson and Marcus Morris didn't play today. So I would assume that would be the norm going forward. In a back-to-back situation, we might not see these two playing in back-to-back. Just remember that.
Well, the fortunate thing for you guys, Clippers' schedule are not really the best when it comes to the playoffs. So I don't think dropping these players would be, difficult. At least in case you really need it, it's gonna be easy drop.
I was just gonna say, if Marcus Morris 2 games next week, is basically a drop at this point for me. You could drop him. You could drop him. So the rest we're seeing some of the rest already. Another player people have been asking about is Miles Turner, and there's still no timetable. And I've said it before. I don't think he's coming back. I just don't think he's coming back. And if you're asking us, I don't know.
He's building Lego. That's what I saw on Twitter or wherever I saw it. He built.
But if you own him, Jeremy, would you keep him at this point? What's your advice to people been asking about that?
If I'm in the playoffs semis already, he'll be the first one to go if I really need that IL slot. Yeah. Let's say if a player of mine is just doubtful or questionable or probable or maybe just a rest thing, I'll probably keep that player over Miles Turner.
At this point, the only players I would really be comfortable stashing is CJ McCollum, who's about to come back.
Yeah.
And I would be okay with Brandon Ingram because they said 7 to 10 days. And the Pelicans do have something to play for. So I'm okay with stashing Brandon Ingram. CJ is about to come back. Aside from those two,
Ben Simmons, right? What were you about to say about Ben Simmons?
I have a buy in one. I have a buy in one league. I am holding him, so that's why I'm still holding him. But I'm giving him until the end of this week. If he still doesn't play, I'm dropping him. And it's okay. It's okay in my opinion. Just he's doing 1-0. I don't know what's the next step onto that.
1-0. That's far from 5-on-5. So looks like it's gonna be a long way. I think
every day there's a progression.
Yeah, it's a progression, right? Usually you do 1-0, then that's pretty much non-contact. Right?
So no, you're playing against a chair. You're playing against a chair.
Or like you're playing against one of your trainers who's not really moving much, right?
Yeah.
And then you do 1-on-1, and then you probably do 3-on-3. That's usually the progressions, right? 3-on-3s, and then before you go to 5-on-5. But at this point, looking like the winner for our stash for nothing wasted stash. Ben Simmons, right? At least Kyrie played. Kyrie's been well. I also heard the news about OG. They're gonna try to see if they'll allow him to, or he can play. Maybe this week they'll try it out. I think he's gonna practice already. So it's more of, I think, a pain tolerance thing. So good news is that they're gonna try it out. The bad news is it's not a certainty that he's gonna play. They just want to to check if he can play through it, or they'll keep on resting him. So and the Raptors have something to play for. So they might want to rest him more to prepare him for the play-in or the playoffs, right? So but at least there's news there. So if you're maybe wait until this week if you can still hold on to OG. He probably was dropped.
I think OG. I haven't seen him in any of my leagues, so I don't know. But I think OG, if he was dropped, I'm also comfortable in stashing him. Good thing you mentioned OG. Brogdon was dropped in my 12-team league. If I was still that was the curse team league. If I'm still I'm still in the running there, I would have picked him up right away. I was shocked Brogdon was dropped. And I saw that team who dropped him still had spot. So that is something I would not do. Brogdon is about to come back tomorrow or the next game. It's just a concussion. It seems like a slight one. So Brogdon, OG, I think will come back. Both of these players, I think will come back.
Yeah. So there, those are the injury reports. Well, some players came back. Brook Lopez came back. An ad?
No.
Quickly. No. Okay. No ad for Brook Lopez. Though, you mentioned that it might affect some Bobby Portis out there who's been playing really well throughout the season, right?
Yeah, it's been my worry because he's not been playing not playing good lately. And now that Brook Lopez is back, of course, there will be some effect on his minutes.
Yeah.
Right? I think Lopez is probably an Oladipo kind of impact. Like off the bench, 15, 18, 20 minutes. False Oladipo, something like that. We know what Brook can do. He can block shots. So, I mean, if your last 2 days, and you need 2 to 3 blocks, he could be added, But if you're going to add now, as in go and add right away, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, not yet. Too early. Too early. He just came back, so there's still a lot of ways to go for him. Mm-hmm. Draymond, though, came back. He had 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 steal in 20 minutes. The Draymond of old. So if he was dropped or still available there, go
pick him up. Yeah, pick him up.
That's how you pick up. And we've been talking about this for weeks now about Draymond's impact on Steph. And we saw that today. 47, of course, other than Steph's having his birthday today and wanted to give us some birthday presents. 47 points and how many threes? 8? 9 threes?
8, I think 8 threes. Actually, when you watch Draymond and Steph play, there was one time, like, it's basically when Steph gives to Draymond will not care if somebody's open. He's just going to wait for Steph to go maze around the defense and just wait for him. Just hold on to the ball. So that's how, Steph is giving him Rolex. I would do that for Jeremy if Jeremy gives me some Rolex too, I mean, come on, right? It's so you can see the chemistry of the two, or how much Draymond loves Steph, and I love Jeremy even if he doesn't give me Rolex. But that will help. That will certainly help, guys.
That will increase the love. But we've said it. Draymond makes Steph better, a lot better.
Yes,
he doesn't
a lot better.
Carry the ball or bring down the ball. All he needs to worry about right now is just shoot the ball, and Draymond will set him up. So that's how good or important Draymond is to this team. And they could start stringing up some wins from here on, right? From here on. Yeah.
Which is bad.
Draymond, LeVert returned. Add.
Yeah. I mean, if LeVert is available, you go add. He's the guy you add. He got 25 minutes off the bench today. Dean Wade did not play. I don't know if he has an injury. I didn't check. Somebody else started, but I don't care. LeVert, even if he comes off the bench right now with no Jarrett Allen, must add. And the points will be there.
And we talked about CJ and Malcolm Brogdon about set to return anytime now. So we'll just hold on to them and roster them when they're available. Let's talk about some buy players. Trendon Watford. These are some guys you can stream. Watford has been a good source of scoring, field goal, rebounding, and some blocks, I guess.
I think Watford is not a stream anymore. You have to keep him in your roster at this point. Yeah. Brandon Williams. People might go for Williams over Watford. I would go Watford over Williams. Williams, I know he had 20 points. He had 6 assists. He had, I think, 1 steal, 1 block. People would love that. But field goal, free throw, turnover. This guy's a Kevin Porter Jr. fan. You be careful. Just be careful. Just keep that for Brandon Williams.
CJ Ellaby is another player on the Portland roster that could be added or rostered. I think he's rostered in a lot of leagues right now. Ellaby, I can't see much Ellaby's there. But these Portland guys, Josh Hart had another great game today.
Yeah, and a great game. I mean, from nowhere. But again, it's matchup thing. But Portland has a good matchup this week, so I'm holding. If you have Hart, may have some more games this week where he plays well. But next week is another story. But we'll take it week by week. We'll take it week by week. But this Portland guys, they're matchup based. If they don't get blown out, if the game is competitive, those starting five, they're good. The starting five is good.
Okongwu, Onyeka Okongwu. Now, this Okongwu guy is probably a good playoff stream.
Yeah.
And he might not right? be. Yeah, I have him in a few leagues. I added him in one league wherein I'm in the semis as well. So, and I'm happy I added him.
You were almost going to drop him last week, and good thing you did not drop him, right? In our league, in our high school.
Yeah, because he was bad. But I just realized now how helpful he can be in the playoffs. He's like a Tybal type of
field
player.
Goal.
Yeah, field goal. The blocks, right? If you
rebounds.
Need the blocks, those stats. We like chasing those stats in the playoffs, right? Keep the blocks close, keep the steals close. Make sure the field goal is not too far off. I mean, those are categories that you can win, even if you're an underdog. Like even if you got blown out in the scoring department, like today I was. Just keep the field goals, defensive stats close, and you're gonna have your chance to steal one, I guess.
And Gallinari is still also out. He's out today. There's a sore Achilles thing, so he's not young. So if he's not gonna play, Okongwu, DeAndre Hunter probably gonna start at power forward for Gallinari and Collins. That makes Hunter more appealing. Hunter is in a lot of my FAs. And if Gallinari gonna miss some time, Hunter's threes and some steals gonna be valuable also. He's gonna get 34 minutes, I think.
Another favorite of mine in streaming is Torian Prince. If you need threes, pretty much an all-around guy. Has steals, has rebounding, gives you points. Surprisingly not bad field goal, because he can sometimes be trigger happy with the shots. But he's been playing well.
And there is a development there that Vanderbilt is injured, and now Jaden McDaniels was carried off the court today with a sprained ankle. So but that was the last few minutes or seconds of the game. So we don't know if that was just he went to the locker room because it's game's over or what. But there's a chance he doesn't play the next game. Torian Prince will probably start. I think if that happens, both of those guys out, Torian Prince time in Minnesota.
Yeah. If you need center, Drew Eubanks could be your guy. But
in Portland again.
Yeah, in Portland. Draymond.
There's a guy in Portland I was curious to see today, Chris Dunn. He's probably, I don't know, he's part of Portland now. Just someone to monitor. In case Brandon Williams continue, may struggle or whatever.
You mean Chris Dunn? This is the steal specialist.
Yep.
From Chicago before.
Yep.
Yes. I haven't really heard his name. Familiar name, but I was just thinking, is he still playing in the NBA? I was surprised he's still in the NBA roster.
Yeah, apparently.
Steals and assist specialist.
If let's say Josh Hart gets shut down, which is possible, I won't be surprised if Chris Dunn suddenly becomes relevant in Portland. So just someone to consider. No, not don't add him yet. Just saying, watch his minutes. Today he played 10, 12, I think, very few minutes. But if he starts to get more and more minutes, probably like a Justice Winslow, probably starts later on will be valuable. Might be.
Draymond, if you need some threes, and of course could be some. You have to keep an eye on this guy because SGA could have some rest here and there.
Chill. Chill, guys.
But he's been playing really, really well. I mean, commish had SGA, so imagine two players scoring 90 points already against my team, who had only a few players playing today, and I even dropped the wrong player. I mean,
who did you drop?
I dropped Whiteside.
Okay.
Because I had Gobert in my IL plus. I wanted to activate Gobert. And Roby was already playing when the news broke out that Gobert was about to play. So I should have dropped Roby.
So since we're in the buy list, we talked about Roby. What's your take on that? They started Olivier Sarr. and gave Roby 9 minutes.
Yeah,
So
that's
what's
annoying,
your
right?
take on that?
Well, I dropped him already, and I don't mind dropping him.
Yeah, he's a drop.
Just not,
He's a drop.
just not worth it. I think that's why I rather have Whiteside at this point.
Sarr, Olivier Sarr is a shooting guard in Yahoo. I don't know if they changed it already, but he doesn't have a picture also. If he's going to be starting at center, and they're gonna give him 30 plus minutes like they did today. Okay, maybe
There's another guy playing in OKC that's getting minutes.
Water?
I just no. There's another foreigner, European guy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
pronounce his name.
Yeah, me too.
Kretschy or something, but
Yeah.
he's not interesting for me. Sarr, I've been watching Sarr for a while. I'm saying, who's this big guy? Who's this guy? And I'm checking his name, Sarr, and he can shoot 3-pointers. That's all he does. Shoot 3-pointers and block. So if this continues, guys, Sarr is another player you can put in the list. I said Chris Dunn. I said now Sarr. Some of these names.
These guys could be relevant in week 23.
Soon. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, week 23, week 24, when some teams do their playoffs then. You mentioned Lindy Waters.
Yeah.
The third. This guy killed me yesterday in one of my playoff matches. I mean, hit 4 threes. So could be another guy to watch.
I love this part of the season when we're talking about like Sarr, Lindy Waters,
right?
The players who will be
the playoffs
in the future.
The playoffs.
I love them.
No, that Waters guy looks like a good player. At least stats wise, he was okay. He was good. Other players you might want to consider: Bones Highland, Mason Plumlee, Pokusevski, and Precious Achua. Those are some ads that you can consider for your streaming purposes. So let's talk about a few feel good. We talked about Karl Anthony-Towns. We talked about Steph. Well, let's talk about rookies once again. Yeah, rookie update. Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes.
I'll put it this way. Let's update our rookie race. You, Jeremy, who is your rookie of the year at this point?
Fantasy?
Yeah, fantasy.
Scotty Barnes.
At this point, your pick is Scotty Barnes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How about you?
Why?
Mobley. Because he's been more consistent. He hasn't missed too much games. Cade missed a lot of games early on. Mobley had some games he missed. I think he missed 2-3 weeks. And Barnes was a little more consistent. So would you pick him
first next year over Cade and Mobley?
No, I'll pick Mobley first still.
Okay.
I think Mobley has the higher upside. I think what we see from Barnes now is pretty much what we're gonna see next year. That's. I think the ceiling of Mobley is higher.
I agree with the ceiling of Mobley, but I agree also that my rookie of the year right now is Barnes. It's close. Actually, Cade and Mobley are very close, but I have Barnes. But I don't agree that this is a ceiling. I really feel like he has a way to go. When you watch him, he just pops out. His height, his versatility, and it's just the kind of player I love.
No, but the thing for Barnes is that the reason why I said this probably is his ceiling is also because of where he is at this point. He's in Toronto. He's got lots of teammates who plays the same way. I mean, I don't think they'll feature him a lot. Unlike Evan Mobley, they can feature Evan Mobley because he's got a great point guard with him. There's really not much players there who can, be better than him. So that's the only thing. If he moves on to, if he does a Jeremy Grant and if Barnes does a Jeremy Grant and moves on to a different team, I think sky's the limit for Barnes.
Actually,
really
my prediction is OG will be traded. That's my prediction. He'll be moved, or OG will go to the bench. Scotty will play. But I agree with you. There's lots of roadblocks for Scotty more than Mobley or more than Cade. But I pick Cade. I'll pick Cade over both of them next year. I'll pick him first. Pick him first. But not Mobley. I'll pick Cade first. But if you're punting free throws, I can see picking Mobley. over Cade. But that's if you're punting free throws.
But I also don't think they're really far away from each other. I mean, all those
No. Yeah, they're very
there's no one
close.
really. Although Cade's stat set is really nice because he's like a hardened type that can contribute everywhere, right? So
Grant
easier to
Hill,
build. Yeah,
right?
easier to build with Cade, right? I mean, you can plug him
Yeah.
in anywhere.
Yeah.
Like you said, if you're picking Mobley, you probably have to punt free throw. So there's that type of setup that you still have to make sure you have before having a successful team. Yeah, but these rookies are been
This
really
is
good.
really like the Grant Hill. Yeah, this is really like the Grant Hill rookie class. The Glenn Robinson, Jason Kidd, Grant Hill rookie class. They have these three are really good. They're really good, and they've never been this exciting. The rookie of the usually there's just one player who's running away with it, but now there's three of them. Actually, Franz Wagner and of course Herb Jones and some other rookies. Even until the second round, lots of fantasy relevant rookies this year.
Yeah, and lots of them. Most likely is going to be really high on your list next year, given that they have the right situation still. And SGA, the OKC guys, SGA and Baisley feel good. Never thought SGA is still playing.
My OKC combo, SGA and do I have Kristaps there? I think I do have Kristaps there also.
That's why I got killed today.
So, but that my team is Heckle and Jide. Really, you can see your team is strong. Your team is strong, but there are weeks where my team is 1-8, 2-7 because of the players I have. I have Brogdon, I have SGA, I have Kristaps. So these guys, when they play, they're good. When they don't, you want to kill them. But let's see. They're playing
they
at the right time.
They don't play. You wish you didn't own them, right?
Yes, but they're playing at the right time. That's the most important thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say at the right time because the right time is the finals, but I have to get there first, right? So let's see.
Yeah, I mean, at least you'd rather have this that they're playing than some of them sitting out, right? You'd rather have a problem wherein you can't add anymore just because everyone's on IL, but everyone's playing, so I guess you can't complain about that. But SGA, right, and basically SGA has been really good since coming back from that injury, and since Josh Giddey, I think he's gonna be sitting out the rest of. I would be surprised if we see Giddey back.
No, Giddey won't be back.
So I think it's SGA's team now, and for Baisley, he's been a revelation this year. I mean, I added him. Surprisingly, he was dropped in one of the league, in the Superstars League. So I added him for today, and I'm happy I added him today because he played well.
Oh, you were able to add Baisley today?
Today, yes.
Wow.
For today's game. So I was just surprised. I was looking for, and I was having second thoughts still because it's still early to use the move. But and I had plans of picking up Fultz supposedly for tomorrow's game. So that's two moves already in the first 2 days. Not really something I like, but I thought, Fultz could be a good hold for the rest of the week. So well, looking back, I wasn't able to add Fultz in that league, but because my opponent got to him first. But at least I added Baisley, and he helped me today. So
Baisley's season changed when Lou Dort went out. That was big for him. That was big. The Lou Dort
he's
injury.
Not the Baisley before, wherein he's shooting 20-30% field goal shoot.
Yeah, but he still has games like that.
But not as many. I mean, last year, I think it was so bad last year that he isn't scoring as much. He's driving more and not shooting more.
I picked up Baisley actually in our Champions League just 2 or 3 weeks ago as a streamer. Mm-hmm. And that was a time when my team was ravaged with injuries, with Brogdon and SGA was out for a while and everything. So I picked him up, and it's been okay. So I haven't been able to drop him. So I guess you're right. The field goals have been relatively good. Relatively
well,
good.
If you compare the standard of Baisley
Yes.
It's above average already for him.
Yes.
For base D standards. And those are guys that, are a good stream and hold, right? The players you think you're just going to stream and then you ended up holding them. We talked about one earlier. Watford is another guy that you
Watford,
probably
yes.
hold for the rest of the season. And we haven't really talked about our favorite, Matisse Thybulle, today. 6 steals and
5 steals, 2 blocks. 6 or 5?
6 steals, 2 blocks. And that's not the best part. The best part is he scored 9 points and had, I think, 5 rebounds and a few assists. Like I said, if he just does that and cut the steals into half, maybe 2 or 3 steals per game, really good.
I was actually going to drop Thybulle in
last
the league
week
where I had a bye.
I was about to drop Thybulle last week.
In the league I have a bye, but this game made me pause a little bit. So I'll see. I'll wait and see. But he hasn't been that consistent this year, unlike last year.
Nope, not as consistent. So I won't be surprised if he throws in 0 steals, 1 block game tomorrow or the next game. I mean, today 6 steals and 2 blocks is good for 2 games already on the stocks part. If he can score 9, 10 points a game, that'd be really good for a player like him. So yeah, today I got lucky. I mean, all my teams other than the Champions League had good start. I also had in our league, I also had Drew, who had 5 steals. So I had 11 already from 2 players because I had Thybulle there. So that's a great start already for me. So hopefully, keeping my fingers crossed. I'm thinking of dropping Montrez, but the schedule looks okay. And there wasn't really anyone to add.
Hopefully, it means Jeremy will give me the Champions League. So he's winning everywhere.
I'm gonna fight.
I've been losing everywhere. So maybe this is his way of giving me the Rolex, so to speak.
I'm gonna fight. Let's see tomorrow. It's just the first day. Let's see how KD, Halliburton, and Hill does tomorrow because those are my main player. I think Boston has a game tomorrow.
No.
Oh man. So no Jalen still. So yeah, we'll see. I think Boston has a bad schedule this week. So hopefully I survive that. Let's see. I'm strategizing where I want to focus on, but every category looks bad for me in that Champions League. Really hard. So we'll see. Anyway, that's it for Daily Fantasy Quickie. Good luck, guys, for the rest of the week, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.